Have you ever stopped to think about who shares your neighborhood with you? I'm not just talking about your human neighbors. All around us, in our very own backyards and local parks, there's a secret world bustling with activity. Wild animals are masters of disguise, often moving under the cover of darkness or staying just out of sight. But they leave behind a fascinating trail of clues for us to discover. You don't need to be a deep woods explorer to become a wildlife detective. With a little bit of patience and a curious spirit, you can start to piece together the stories of the amazing creatures living right under our noses. This is your invitation to an adventure that begins the moment you step outside your door. This hidden world is constantly communicating, but not with words. Instead, it uses a language of tracks, tunnels, droppings, and other subtle signs. Learning to read these clues is like unlocking a secret code that reveals which animals have been visiting, what they were doing, and even what they had for dinner. It's a story written in the mud, on the trees, and across your lawn. By paying attention to these small details, a simple walk around your block transforms into an exciting safari. You begin to see your familiar surroundings with brand new eyes, noticing the tiny dramas that unfold every single day and night in the world of urban and suburban wildlife. Imagine a raccoon carefully washing its food by a stream, a shy opossum waddling through the grass after dusk, or a clever fox on a silent hunt. These animals are our neighbors, and their lives are intertwined with our own. Even if we rarely catch a glimpse of them, they navigate our world, finding food, shelter, and raising their young in the small pockets of nature we leave for them. Spotting their signs is the first step toward understanding their habits and appreciating the delicate balance of the ecosystem we all share. It connects us to the wildness that persists even in the most developed areas, reminding us that nature is resilient and always present. So, let's get started on our backyard investigation. The next time you're outside, I want you to slow down and look closer. Peer into the muddy patch near a downspout, examine the base of that old oak tree, and scan the soft dirt in your garden bed. What you might have previously overlooked as just a bit of disturbed earth could actually be the calling card of a fascinating creature. This journey isn't just about identifying animals. It's about fostering a deeper connection with the natural world. It's about becoming a steward for the wildlife that calls your neighborhood home, and finding wonder in the everyday wild. One of the most exciting clues an animal can leave behind is a paw print. A set of tracks in soft mud, fresh snow, or even dusty ground is like a signature, telling you exactly who passed by. Finding a clear print is like finding a piece of a puzzle. You can look at its size, its shape, and whether it shows any claw marks. The best places to look are near puddles, along creek beds, or in garden soil after a rain. These soft surfaces act like a natural stamp pad, capturing the details of an animal's foot. Following a trail of these prints can tell you the direction the animal was heading and maybe even give you a clue about what it was up to. Let's talk about some common visitors. Members of the dog family, like coyotes or even your neighbor's pet, leave tracks that are usually oval-shaped. You'll often see their claw marks pressed into the dirt, since they can't retract them. A fun trick is to imagine drawing an X in the space between their toe pads and the main heel pad. In contrast, members of the cat family, from house cats to bobcats, have rounder tracks. They usually keep their claws tucked in, so you won't see claw marks unless they were slipping or climbing. You can imagine a C shape curving around the front of their heel pad. Two other common backyard detectives are raccoons and opossums, and their prints are truly unique. Both leave tracks that look surprisingly like tiny, human hands. A raccoon's print shows 5 long, slender fingers, perfect for grabbing things. They walk flat-footed, so their tracks are very distinct. An opossum print is the real showstopper though. Look for a track where the thumb on the hind foot sticks out almost at a right angle, like a hitchhiker's thumb. This special toe is opposable and helps them grip branches as they climb. Seeing that splayed-out thumb is a sure sign that an opossum has been around. Now, it's important to remember that nature can sometimes play tricks on us. A track in melting snow can look much larger than it really is, and rain can wash away important details, making a raccoon print look like something else entirely. Practice is key. Take photos or make sketches of the tracks you find. compare them to guides online or in books. The more you look, the better you'll get at telling the difference between a curious fox, a prowling cat, and a resourceful raccoon. Every track tells a story, and you're learning to become its reader, uncovering the secret comings and goings of your wild neighbors. Beyond footprints, the ground itself can tell you a lot about the animals living beneath it. Many creatures are expert diggers, creating holes, tunnels, and mounds for shelter or in search of a meal. If you see small, neat holes scattered across your lawn, it might be the work of a skunk or a raccoon. These animals are often digging for a tasty snack of beetle grubs living just under the surface. It's like they're searching for buried treasure, one little scoop of dirt at a time. These shallow divots are temporary signs of a nightly feast and show how animals help control insect populations in your yard. Then there are the more serious excavators. If you spot a raised trail snaking through your lawn like a bumpy vein, you're likely looking at the work of a mole. Moles are insectivores, not rodents, and they spend their lives underground hunting for earthworms. They create these surface tunnels as they forage, and they push up volcano-shaped mounds of dirt, called molehills, without a visible entrance. Gophers, on the other hand, are herbivores that eat plant roots. They create crescent-shaped mounds with a plugged hole off to one side. By observing the shape of the mound, you can start to guess who your underground neighbor is. Animal droppings, also known as scat, might not seem glamorous, but they are an incredible source of information. Think of scat as a message left behind for other animals and for us. Its contents reveal an animal's diet. If you find scat filled with fur and tiny bones, it likely came from a predator, like a coyote or a fox. Raccoon scat is often tubular and full of seeds or berries, showing off their varied diet. Deer leave behind piles of small, fibrous pellets. Looking at scat, from a safe distance of course, is a powerful way to understand the food web in your own backyard, without ever seeing the animal itself. Owls provide another fascinating clue in the form of pellets. Since owls can't digest fur, bones, and feathers, they cough up these parts in a compact, grayish bundle. You can often find these pellets at the base of large trees where owls like to perch. If you are very careful, you can dissect an owl pellet to see what it has been eating. Inside, you might find the complete tiny skulls of mice, voles, or shrews. It's a direct window into the life of a nocturnal hunter, and a reminder of the predator-prey relationships that are playing out all around us, often while we are fast asleep. Don't forget to look up. The trees in your neighborhood are like apartment buildings for wildlife, offering food, shelter, and vantage points. If you see wood chips or fine sawdust, known as frass, at the base of a tree, it's a sign that insects are at work inside. This could be from beetle larvae tunneling through the wood, or even a colony of carpenter ants. On the other hand, if you notice larger holes drilled into the bark, that's likely the work of a woodpecker. These birds are nature's tree surgeons, hammering into the wood to find and eat the very insects that might be harming the tree. Dead and dying trees, often called snags, are incredibly important. While we might be tempted to clean them up, these standing skeletons are buzzing with life. The cavities carved out by woodpeckers become perfect nesting spots for other animals, like squirrels, screech owls, or even raccoons. The decaying wood provides a feast for countless insects, which in turn become food for other creatures. Large, sturdy branches serve as perfect perches for birds of prey, like hawks and great horned owls, who scan the ground for their next meal. A dead tree is not an end. It's the beginning of a whole new chapter for a community of organisms. Even after an animal's life has ended, its body continues to support the ecosystem. A carcass may seem grim, but it's a vital source of nutrients that is quickly recycled back into nature. Insects like carrion beetles and flies arrive almost immediately, laying eggs and beginning the process of decomposition. Scavengers, from coyotes to crows, will also take advantage of the easy meal. Eventually, all that might remain are bones, which are gnawed on by rodents for calcium. Even snails will glide over them, leaving shimmering slime trails as they scrape away nutrients. This cycle of life and death is what keeps a habitat healthy and strong. Every sign you find, from the tiniest track to a decaying log, is a piece of a larger, beautiful story. you are a part of this story too. By taking the time to look and learn, you are building a relationship with the wild world that shares your space. You start to see your backyard not just as a plot of grass, but as a living, breathing habitat full of drama, survival, and wonder. So keep your eyes open, stay curious, and enjoy the thrill of discovering the secrets your wild neighbors leave behind. The adventure is waiting right outside your door.